This is the KUSI News at 10.
The attorney at Jared Loughner's side today is a well-known public defender from San Diego. KUSI's Sasha Fu is in the newsroom tonight with more on this attorney and her history of high-profile cases. Sasha?
Sandra, the woman who is defending Jared Loughner is the former executive director of the Federal Defenders of San Diego. That is a private nonprofit group that fully embraces the constitutional principle of everyone's right to a fair trial. Her latest client is an accused mass murderer, but for Judy Clark, he won't be the first. The public defender from San Diego has more than 3 decades of experience in the federal system. Her clients have been infamous, including child killer Susan Smith, 9/11 conspirator Zacarias Moussaoui, and Unabomber Ted Kaczynski.
I think it takes a certain amount of courage, frankly, to take on these cases on a personal level where the public is just so outraged at what your client has done.
San Diego attorney Dan Lawton, who tries cases in federal court, says Clark is well respected and fights aggressively for her clients.
There's an idea, a very strong idea, embedded in our Bill of Rights that everybody is entitled to a fair trial, that everyone is entitled to a defense. We have rules and laws that are set up for these situations.
In the Loughner case, the 22-year-old defendant must decide if he will plead not guilty by reason of insanity. Lawyers will have to show a jury that he did not understand his actions were wrong. Attorney Dan Lawton says that's extremely difficult to prove, even more so after Congress changed the law following the shooting of President Reagan and the not guilty verdict for gunman John Hinckley.
As a practical matter, it's been very hard for defendants in the federal system to succeed in proving insanity since Congress rewrote that law.
Even if a jury agrees with an insanity defense, that doesn't mean the defendant walks free. It usually means that person remains behind bars in a mental institution. But Judy Clark's most pressing task as a public defender will be to keep Loughner from the death penalty. A veteran of many capital cases, Clark won a deal for Ted Kaczynski that spared him from execution and put him in prison for life.
In many of these cases, I think criminal defense lawyers would tell you a good result is keeping your client from getting executed.
Now, if there is a trial and Loughner is found guilty, his mental state will once again be a factor at sentencing. His defense could argue he has what's called diminished capacity. That is not clearly insane, but somewhat mentally impaired, and that could conceivably save him from the death chamber. In the newsroom, I'm Sasha Fu, KUSI News.
So, Sasha, the big question seems to be, will Jared Loughner avoid the federal death penalty?
Yep, that seems to be it. Legal experts seem to feel that federal prosecutors in this case will almost certainly ask for that. But if for some reason the feds don't pursue this as a capital case, well, the state of Arizona is still in play, and the state could try him on state murder charges, and those charges would bring the death penalty.
A lot of different possible scenarios
Lots
tonight.
of different options.
All
there.
right. Thank you, Sasha.